So we all know that gameplay is important, as well as the builder, along with the rewards to grind for. But I believe one of the most slept on features to make a 2K great is the dribbling. People forget that one of the main reasons why older 2Ks are chosen over the newer 2Ks is because of the skill gap, the entertainment of the dribbling, and watching somebody dribble compared to now when you in 2K25 where you just have a D-Fox push cross dunk, D-Fox midi. And you think about the older 2Ks where you had the many different varieties of dribbling up, getting 3-point shots, as well as finishing at the rim, and this dribbler, this dribble god that has so many different combos and signature styles that's effective that you didn't know could work on lockdown defenders. And then it's a skill gap, and then you can't do it, but you're gonna watch because it's entertaining and you one day wanna do it. And then you gotta watch a dribble tutorial, then you gotta learn the combos. Like, y'all get what I'm trying to say. So with that being said, today we're gonna be looking at the NBA 2K26 dribble system revealed by gameplay director Mike Wang. Y'all know Mike Wang disappears and then he do his little pop out. So he been talking a lot and he been leaking and showing us and telling us what is in NBA 2K26. And then we're gonna follow that up with the great debate that I want to end the debate of which 2K is the overall best dribbling 2K. And I want everybody in the comment section to choose their 2K, because there's really no real right or wrong answer, because these answers and opinions are based off of people's personal experiences. So the only way that you could really be invalid is if you didn't play some of the older 2Ks and you only play, like, let's say you only played 22 and you just saying, oh, 22 the best, or you're going off of 23 the best because that's when you yourself was the best, or you're best at that 2K or something like that. Like, that's kind of invalid. You can't debate like that. You gotta at least have to play a lot of the 2Ks to be able to have an opinion on it. But again, it's all opinionated. I want everybody to chime in, and then I'm gonna definitely say what I think is the best and the reasons why. But let's get into the 2K26 first. Starting with news that actually happened today with Mike Wang saying another dribbling tip for NBA 2K26. You could vary the speed of your dribble and triple threat moves by how slow or fast you move the right stick. Great for changing pace. It's a feature that's been in 2K for a while, but its effects are more noticeable this year. Now let me know what y'all think in the comment section. W or L? I think that would be a W for the new 2K W feature. So pretty much I feel like things like that contribute to giving your game and your dribble system a skill gap, because let's use momentum dribble for example. You could do a momentum dribble, you know, you're going side to side, boom, boom, you're flicking the analogs. But then imagine doing a momentum dribble at the fastest pace that you could do the analogs. Like, some people won't be able to comprehend how to do it at certain speeds. So I think that's going to create a skill gap with the speed difference. Now, that is cool as long as you're not flicking the analog so crazy and then it make you start doing other animations and dribble sigs that you don't want to do. That used to be an issue in old 2Ks, even though we talk about some of the best dribbling 2Ks. Like, you could start doing moves quick and then you'll go into like some type of misdirection sham guard behind a back, or the walking. Y'all remember the walking size ups? I don't know which 2K is that, 19 or 18, where like I think it was 18 where it was bad. Like, you were just moving forward, but you will just randomly go into a walking size up that you don't want. But as long as stuff like that not implemented in 26, we gonna be good. So next up, we have a tweet and a clip from Badge Plug, and as you can see, we can take a look at the clip. He's basically showing like a dumb animation that shouldn't be in a new 2K, where the defender can reach from the left side, but then you start stumbling. Like, it's a bad reach, so why are you making us fumble the ball crazy? He said this is not a rare animation at all. It happens almost every game. And of course, Mike Wang responded and he said this has been addressed. So that is another W contributing to the dribble system being better than 25 and possibly being better than ever. So shout out to Badge for pointing that out to Mike Wang, and shout out to Mike Wang for responding and telling him they fixed that. Then we move forward to another known creator. My boy Coda Man has also reached out to Mike Wang to ask him, can you please take this animation out? And this animation is pretty much as you dribble and stop, it will automatically make your ball hand switch, which we don't want. And it is called passive dribble hand switches. And he's hoping that it could be disabled. And Mike Wang responded again and he said, keep passive dribble hand switches disabled. So just again, another contributed W feature that should not be in a game that can help make the dribbling better. So that's a W. Now, something that's interested that even I'm interested in is dom work. Asking Mike Wang, remember how you could flick up while walking backwards in 19 and get nice retreat size ups? Is there anything like that in 26? And Mike Wang responded and said, I can revive these. They'll be flick up while walking backwards like 19. Whoa. One of the best dribbling 2Ks. He giving us 6 back from that. Mike Wang actually listening to somebody in the community and said, that's easy to put in the game. Now we just gonna flick up and do the walk back, bro. We need things like that because that creates variety, bro. We don't want to only rim run. I'm not saying people can't get threes. Of course, I get threes too. I know how to snatch back and speed boost and get threes, but given the variety of a retreat size up, fire, bro. Just creating more uniqueness in your combo. So that is a super W if done right. So shout out to Wayne, shout out Dom on that joint. Now we going into one of the big ones. As you can see, this tweet is from Swante. He's pretty much showcasing Mike Wang like the momentum. Y'all know how the momentum is pretty much gone, and 2K25 is not something you could do and or spam or speed boost out of. So he showed the clip. You guys see the clip. Now let's read his tweet. Then we'll read Mike Wang response. So Swante asked, can you bring back the realistic momentum crossover from 2K16 or 15 into 2K16 like this? So he said, same speed and smoothness. It promotes realistic players competing with meta chases, and it was immaculate move to, I gotta actually cook this. And it was an immaculate move to combo with or cook people couple moves. Momentum cross by flicking up on a right stick to start a standing in and out, then immediately sprint with turbo toward the offhand. So that is a W. We will be getting the momentum crossover. Not sure how spammable it will be, but at least we getting a momentum cross, and we'll probably be able to go whichever side back and forth, similar to what Swante clip was. And then you have my boy Iggy Mo say, is it available with any dribble style or is it restricted again? And Mike Wang said, any dribble style, but you need 85 ball control for the tier 3 momentum cross. He said 60 to 84, you'll be tier 2, which is a little slower, and 60 gets a garbage one. And the reason we like that is because that can promote variety in dribbling, also variety in builds. If you only need an 85 ball control, y'all know the type of builds on 25 that could get an 85 ball control right now that can be able to, I think at least 6'6". Like I said, I took a break from the game. I don't really remember off top. I think 6'6" can get 85. I think even a 6'8" can get an 85 ball handle, bro, if I'm not mistaken. So that part right there is a little W, bro. Like, I don't really like the limits too much. I do like the limits for height because you don't want it to be broken. You don't want it to be 2K21 with the giant builds and it's not fun and everybody demigod. But you do want to have limits, but not too much, bro. Let people be able to make their 6'5s and 6'6", 6'7s, 6'8s if they want to. That just make the game fun. And we're just, as y'all can see, we're just going towards older 2K styles, bro, and that's what we want. Give us the misdirection behind the back. You could do so much with it. Let's look at the clip for the people who don't know what it is, because y'all probably don't know what this is. Y'all don't remember the misdirection, how you could pretty much combo, and that's not even the most you could do. When you had the misdirection, you could do it both ways, like both sides, and then speed boost. Like, so that was definitely fire. We need that to be able to cook locks. But that was a nice little clip by my boy right there. To that clip, Mike Wang responded to that, and he said, in NBA 2K26, you can do misdirection behind the backs. That's fire. Crosses, tweens, and hezzies. By starting a stand-in behind the back, cross, tween, or hezzy respectively, and then immediately holding turbo and throwing a right stick in the opposite direction before the first bounce. So the dribbling get interesting again. Look at this clip of Kyrie Irving doing a behind the back. This reminds you of those 2Ks, the 18s, the 19s, like little behind the back move you could do. You could do them in a lot of 2Ks. I'm just naming some that I know it's in, but this little behind the back, and the dude said they know we want this, but will they deliver? And he ain't even speaking to Mike. He ain't even saying nothing about Mike Wang. He ain't at him, but Mike Wang seen it, and he know what we talking about. And he said it's going to be in 26. He said you'll be able to do this by chaining 2 different behind the backs together. That again makes me think more skill gap, more dribbling. If we getting into that realm of dribbling is gonna be the wave again, bro. Where we could go back to what y'all remember when people was like, y'all remember when dribble tutorials was a thing? Y'all remember that time period? I'm not saying people don't do dribble tutorials now, but it's like, it wasn't a needed thing. You don't need a dribble tutorial really in these newer 2Ks again, because it's so easy. That proves that the newer 2Ks are easier and easier, that creators not even doing dribble tutorials, because the moves are pretty much automated, manual. You just do it automatic versus how we had to manually put the combos together. So you feel me? That's gonna be a nice little W. It's what it's looking like, that we might get dribble tutorials back. We might get dribble god mixtapes. I just think that part make the game entertaining. And I'm saying, like, I used to be a lockdown before I even was going too crazy on the dribbles, but it was still entertaining for me to watch other people do it. Back in the day, we watching A Mark in 17 and I Run You doing the standstill combos, and like, yo, they existed because people couldn't do it, bro. And that's what makes a game lit. You could put this scenario in any game, bro. You could do COD, you could do Fortnite. I'm just trying to think off the top. Pretty much I'm trying to say any game, a fighting game. There's that skill gap in that one player, like Sonic Fox in Mortal Kombat. You can't copy him, bro, because his skill that he learned in the game is unmatched. His IQ and the fact that the game got a skill gap. And guess what? That made people watch Sonic Fox. That made people watch Hank the Tank and I Run You, because they were doing things that the casual player could not do. But the game was, you were able to lab up in the mod court and watch a dribble tutorial and ultimately learn how to do their moves, as well as, you know, create your own tendencies. Because look, anybody could do dribble moves, anybody could do all the moves, but it's like, when to do it, how to do it is what make you great. You feel me? And these newer 2Ks are just too easy to do all the moves, but we gonna get into that when we start our little debate. But I am taking a long time on the 2K26, but y'all see all of these different 2K26 changes that we're getting. That's not in 25, but it's gonna be in 26. Now, to end this video, I told you guys I want to do the debate with you guys, with the people that support me, because I did it on Twitter with the other people that support me. So you can see the message, the tweet. Let's end this debate right now. Which 2K has the best dribbling? But don't just say what is the best dribbling, tell me why. And as you can see, it's a lot of people on here. So I want to read what people are thinking, and then of course I'm gonna conclude my thing. But you notice when I made the tweet, I didn't mention or say what mine is, so it's like influencing other people to choose. I want people to choose what they want to choose. So the very first comment is somebody saying 19 had the cleanest combos, 2K24 was low-key clean too, but yeah, I still take 19 for how much skill it took and how rewarding it was to beat defenses. You see what he's saying? He one of them ones who understand. Oh, that's Ambish. Yo, I didn't even read the name. I'm reading the left side that say mainstream Bishy. My boy Am, what's good, Am? I did not know that was Amish, bro. That's wild. But anyway, see, that's an OG though. I'm naming him like that's an OG creator who understand, like, bro, it actually took skill in 19, bro. 19, 16, 17, 18, 23. And that's dope. That's what he think. That's cool. Shout out to Big Maz. Then you come down to somebody with a whole different opinion. Shout out to Swante. Let's read here. See, there's gonna be people out there who agree with Swante. So let's see his opinion. And again, we got an OG who played all of the 2Ks, and their opinion is valid. So he's saying he think the order is 16, 15, 14, 17, and 19. And then he said 19 was too slow and restrictive to be the best. It was still amazing, but if you played a hoggy, you were at a major disadvantage because that lock is literally faster than you. Most people woke up around 19, so they didn't understand the previous system. See, that's a great analysis, great analogy. Me, which is already a spoiler of the video, I chose 19, by the way. So that's what I'm gonna be arguing in this video for 19. But I want to show you guys a proper back and forth debate. I think people could argue any one of these that he mentioned. I think you could argue 16. You could argue 15, 14, and 17, and 19 as the best. But for me personally, I like the diversity of 19 SIGs. And then I said, but each one you named was fire. And his description of most people woke up around 19. I feel like that's more so 2K20, where most people woke up and started becoming like dribble gods and stuff like that, as you can see, I said it became too easy and anybody could dribble. So that was a real thing. And then he said he think 19 is when that started. I think 20 is when that started. The reason why I don't think 19, so he not incorrect. It did start in 19, but I think that started for like the people, like the stretches, like the people who was on builds that they really wasn't dribbling for real, but they were dribbling with the SIGs they could get on like tall builds. I think that boosted the people confidence in different positions. I think 20 is when it started and became easy. Swante think 19 is when it started, but 19 not easy. So that's the only part that's like, it wasn't easy for everybody to dribble. I think it was easy for a lot of people to do like what the stretch bigs was doing, but not what like the real dribblers was doing. But he was saying it was like the easiest 2K for looking like you knew how to be a dribble guard. I think that's 20. I really believe that description is 20. 20 was the one where if you start from 19, in 19, so many lockdowns, stretch bigs, and people who really couldn't dribble. When 20 came out, you seen a bunch of two-way slashing playmakers. You seen a bunch of slashing playmakers doing the just simple speed boost and do a LeBron step back. I think that's when dribbling and chaining dribbles became easy. So my opinion is 20 and up is where it became easy. But that's just a little debate right there. That's dope right there. A great exchange. Two people saying their opinion. There's no right or wrong, but you're just debating and arguing pretty much how we doing in this video. And you saying your opinion. But at least we got backup support to reasons why. And you feel me? Whatever. So let's continue real quick. So we got a dude who said, would you agree there's a skill gap for dribbling in 25? So he probably showing like a tape of him doing dribble moves. And I ain't even watched this, but I'm assuming it's probably like, he probably on a look, cause it say clips are on my 6'9". So most likely he putting together combos probably like Glock, which is dope. And yes, that does take skill. Anybody dribbling like Glock, that definitely takes skill, 100%. But I told him just not as much as the older 2Ks. These 2Ks are just generally easier, bro. But yes, it definitely takes skill. So shout out to him. This dude said, I feel like everybody is saying 19 that never played 17 or 16. And I'm telling him, I play all the 2Ks and I choose 19, but 17 and 16 are still amazing, like for sure. But now we going skip, quick on what the majority of the community saying. So I see people saying 19, but 19 with 16 speed boosting and movement would be crazy. I agree. That might be one of the best 2Ks of all time if we got 19 dribbling with 16 speed boosts. GG's, you are creative. We got JR Buckets 19. We got Hank 19. Most variety and originality. See, that's why I picked 19 for variety and originality. So to other people, their best, they might not care about variety and originality. They might care about speed and effectiveness and what it looked like. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong with that. Your best is your definition. Somebody said, look at the comments. I'm the only one who like 2K20 dribbling. So we got 19, 17. I'm going fast. 19, 16, 19, 19, 19, 16, 19, 24, 23, 18, 19, 22, 19, 16, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19 is king. 15 this year, 16, 17, 19, 24, 16, 17, 16, 20, 19, 17, 19, 16, 19, 20. What is this? I think that's a 25 joint. 16, 17, 19, 19, 15, 17, 21 current gen. That's the first current gen one. Then we got 19, 19. We got 17, 15, 16, 19, 22, 24. Somebody said the last 2K I went in the lab for and learned how to dribble was 2K16. Look, that takes us back to what I was saying, bruh. Back in the day is when the tutorials really matter and you really had to go look at that. You're not doing that too much now because it's too easy, bro. That's why it's like, you can't put none of these new 2Ks in a realm of from 14 to 19. Like, they not in that realm when it comes to dribbling. So shout out to anybody who picking those 2Ks. I'm not mad at you because those are your experiences and your reasons why you like those. There's no wrong answer, but just come with your supporting details. Just like you see somebody saying 22, and the list goes on, bro. But for the majority, it looked like a lot of people agreeing with me without knowing even what I'm saying. But in the video, I agree with a lot of these people. It's definitely 19. 19 is the best dribbling mechanics. People actually did more combo spams rather than going left, right, bruh. So there is mad more comments. You guys can follow my Twitter and jump in on the debate there, but I want you guys in the comment section anyway. So again, it looks like from the community standpoint, and that whole comment section clearly isn't the entire community. That one tweet doesn't make up the entire community, but you can get, the consensus of what the majority of people is picking or will pick, and I do believe that it's 19. But again, if you in the comment section and you disagree with the 19, that's fine, but just say your reason why. Just like how Swante said it's 16, is plenty of ways he could argue why it's better. So that's all. I just want other people to just go into details for their game. Like if you pick 21, if you pick 22, that's cool. But you gotta at least have to play those other 2Ks though. So for my conclusion in the video, because I don't want to hit 30 minutes, but my conclusion is simply this, and you've seen it with other people saying it. I'm personally choosing 19 because, like I said, variety, originality, I think that's the best you could get when it comes to dribbling, where I could go watch Diesel, I could go watch G-Man, I could go watch Coda Man, I could go watch Poor Boy Sin, I could go watch LaMonsta, and the dribbling that they're doing is all different. But it's easier to show y'all, so let me go. I'm gonna literally get some of those names. We gonna watch at least 2-3 clips or 2 clips from each person, and you can see, even though we're playing the same game, there's some different uniqueness within a person's dribble style that was like, yo, this is beautiful, this is crazy, this is different. Okay, so of course, I guess I'll start off with myself, bruh, and this isn't like mixtapes or anything. This is an actual wager. You see my boy Ticino, because I couldn't find, like, I don't have like a 19 mixtape or nothing like that. So I gotta, like, this is like top level comp. Look at that move right there, bro. Look, I'm doing this in comp though. Because once I show some mixtapes, you go like, y'all don't understand the difference of doing dribble moves in a wager and just doing it in the park against players that is just too, yo, I was that guy. Am I 19 biased because I was cooking? But I'm still here to just, we're not here about that, but just look at the actual dribble moves that you could do that I'm choosing to do. Look, that little combo right there, I was one of the only ones doing that little between the legs, and then I do the little step back. Yo, 19 was crazy. Look, I'm getting boxed. Look, you're not gonna see that in a mixtape right there. That's me boxed up. That's what it looked like when y'all see that? That's what it looked like when, even though you're a good dribbler and somebody locking that up, you lose it. That's it. Turnover. That's what made these 2Ks fire, bro. Like, so that was me dribbling. Now we move on to somebody like G-Man. Let's take a look at his sigs and how you saw how I'll dribble. Look at the moves he doing. And we going it's just raw random gameplays though. It's not even like some people best of the best sigs. Look, he did a little behind the back. I ain't do that. He got a different, unique, actual step back on that he getting threes with. It was mad step backs you could pick, bro. And of course, my knowledge ain't too remembrance on it, but I'm just trying to prove a point. Look, you can get ankle breakers back in the day. Look, he hooping that same step back again. Like, you see, everybody had their own style, bro. Now we got Bandit. Look at Bandit sigs. Look, he gonna do between the legs, big behind the back, into more combo. Like, and you just seen 2 other dribblers. Not one of us did that. We ain't do that once. Look at his snatch back. A whole different snatch back from what I got and what G-Man got, bro. Look, break ankles, speed boost, bruh. 19 just got it, bro. And I could go on for days and days I could pick more. It's mad dribblers. I'll be making this video forever, bro. It's mad dribblers, bro. So it's like, I'm just picking something real quick. I think y'all pretty much get the point that I'm trying to make. Is just like, 19 just had the variety. Everybody looked different. I just showed you 3, 4, 5 dribblers. You feel me? And they dribbling, but they doing different moves. And even if it's the same move, the way that they're choosing to put it together, the setup. Like, look at Steezo. Nobody was hitting it. Like, nobody was doing that type of dribble style in his way, bro. That's what made, so look, you could just look, they had the street ball animation. And people can watch the dribbler that they enjoyed, the person who was doing the moves that they wanted to see and that they wanted to learn. Like, look at that, bro. It's levels, bro. Come on, bro. Look at that. Look at that, John. This was like a community ISO mixtape that's on Steezo's channel, by the way. Look, poor boy Sin. He doing the momentum. Look, a whole different SIGs. He getting a bucket his own way, bro. This is what I mean. It's too many dribblers. Look, people that y'all probably don't even know who they are. Look. Look, a whole different behind the back. But I guess by now y'all see why in that comment section when I asked, most people was picking 19. Cause bro, if you was the, even though I don't think you can, if you was to go load up 19 and try this, bro, you're not getting it. A casual player just not getting this off rip. Like, you gotta really lab up, bro. So 19 is my pick. That concludes the video. Just let me know what you guys pick is and what is your reasons why, bro. Again, it's no right or wrong, bro. It's whatever you feel based off your experience. But it's your boy LaMonsta. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friend. Like, debate with your friends. Tell them what you think yours, and tell them to watch this video and see why I think it's 19 and stuff like that. And y'all go crazy with the little debate, bro. But it's your boy LaMonsta. We out of here.